I can already see the comments flowing in. You're mad because you missed out. You lost all your money on Prismatic Evolutions. I can understand that perspective. But I'm trying to be grounded here, okay? With what's going on with Ascended Heroes. I think this is an extremely good set, right? Extremely good. It's probably, at this point, going to be the best one in Mega Evolution. So, I'm not calling the set bad. I've never said that. And since the beginning, since we even saw the leaks of the set, I said it was going to be a top 3 set. And at this point, it seems like it's just going to be the best one. And in the first few months of being released, I mean, it just shows. I mean, you see the price appreciation for sealed product, cards. It's ridiculous. But there becomes a certain point where you have to really think about what's going on right now with the prices, specifically for this set. And you have to take a step back. Because there's a certain level where it starts to make no sense. I get it. It's an extremely popular set. High demand, not enough, prices go up. I get that. But there's levels. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Prismatic Evolutions. There was a ton of hype. A ton of hype for it. At the time, it was like the most popular set. But it didn't even seem this, unrealistic. Like, prices went up, very quickly. But it didn't reach levels like this. And what I'm seeing here, it seems very reminiscent of Prismatic Evolutions, or even worse, in the way there's so much hype, there's so much euphoria, and there's so many people thinking it can never go down. And guys, when Prismatic Evolutions was released and a few months after, that was kind of me. You probably remember, if you were watching my videos a year and some months ago, that was me. But lo and behold, reality set in. Reprint 1, reprint 2, reprint 3, reprint 4, reprint 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Endless reprints. Reality hit. And with reality, there came a lot of opportunities. And I'm trying to tell you guys this. From that experience, and what happened to Prismatic Evolutions, what we are experiencing now with Ascended Heroes, and you may think this is an invincible set. You may think that this is going sky high. This ETB is going to 200, 250. This or that is going to the moon, and it's never ending. And let me tell you something. If you have that mindset, you have not been here since Prismatic Evolutions, because if you know, you know. And guess what? I'm the one that would know best about Prismatic Evolutions. I would know best. And it's pretty obvious there's a lot of new investors right now, specifically for this set. I see a lot of comments on these subreddits, people going all in, people contemplating buying PC ETBs at $500, regular ETBs at $150. And I've told you guys, hey, in the long run, you wait a few years, wait 3 years, sure, you'll probably be up on it. But you have to understand what's going on right now. And that is, this is ridiculous. There becomes a point where even me, I'm very bullish. But there becomes a point where you got to be somewhat realistic and really take a step back and like, okay, what is going on here? I know I have no Ascending Heroes. I'm very open about that. I have loads of Prismatic. But let me tell you one thing that I've been very, very transparent about with you guys. The reason why I'm more bullish on investing with Prismatic Evolutions is because it has already had major reprints. I mean, ridiculous amount of reprints, like you guys see. And what's about to come up, the million SPCs. That is why I'm more bullish on Prismatic. We have already had the reprints. It's already happened. And it's going out of print in 1 year. That's the huge thing. It is going out of print in 1 year. We've had major reprints. It is less risky. And especially considering the price point, you want to compare PC ETBs, Ascending Heroes is basically now the same as Prismatic. And this set is, 3 months old? Like, someone tell me that makes sense. Like, someone tell me. Like, yeah, I know there could be biases with sets. Oh, I like Ascending Heroes better than Prismatic. Sure, you know what? At this point, I understand. 100%. But be realistic, and you have to be grounded. Think about the risk that is at hand right now. Like I've just explained, Prismatic Evolutions, you compare PCETBs, ETB prices, they are pretty much on par with each other, but Prismatic Evolutions is a year and a half old, it's going out of print in 1 year, and it's already had all the major reprints it's probably ever going to have other than the million SPCs. Ascended Heroes, on the other hand, has never had an official reprint. Yeah, restocks in here, like small ones, right? But we haven't had like the restocks, the reprints that Prismatic had. We haven't, because the set's 3 months old. And why am I telling you guys this? Because I'm telling you, people are going to get burned. I can see it. You are going to get burned. If you think this euphoria is never going to end and this is sky high from here, you are extremely wrong. And I was saying this as more of a my personal opinion thing, but I'm going to switch my wording here. In opinion, I believe it is almost impossible, okay? I know that's a crazy take or crazy thing to say. I think it is almost impossible that Pokemon doesn't print this into the ground. It is almost impossible. This has performed better than Prismatic Evolutions in the short term, and you see how much Prismatic Evolutions has been reprinted? What makes you think they are not going to do the same thing? Like, let's be honest here. Let's use some logic, and I've been saying this for months now, but it is starting to set in even more. What makes you think they are not going to do the same? Pokemon is a for-profit company. We see that with how much they've printed of Prismatic. What makes you think they're not going to do the same? Why wouldn't they? It makes no sense. So I'm trying to let you guys know that this, 2 to 3 month period of this insane growth, it's insane, right? And I'm not denying that the set is great. It's obviously. But I want to let you guys know something. Can you withstand a 30 to 50% drop if you're buying at these price points? Can you? Just answer that question. I'm trying to help you. Can you? Or are you going all in right now? Can you? If you are, can you withstand it? Because let me tell you, looking at what happened to Prismatic and looking at these prices, if this set gets printed as much or even more than Prismatic, I can tell you something. It can drop to as low as Prismatic did. Because Prismatic, if you guys don't remember, the set value was over $8,000 for a few months before it started getting reprinted. If you guys know, you know. I'm trying to warn you guys that you may think this is invincible. You may think this is unstoppable. Guess what? I thought that with Prismatic before all the reprints came. And many people did too. But reality set in. What, really is going to happen is probably what's going to happen in Prismatic Evolutions. It's going to get printed like crazy. And I'm not discounting it because a lot of people take this the wrong way. I'm not saying this is a bad set. This is going to be just as good, or maybe, I've still have a bias with Prismatic, as good of an investment as Prismatic. Like, it's going to be very close, right? They're both top tier. But look at Prismatic. It's not invincible in the way that it hasn't gone sky high. It hasn't gone to, $300 in ETB. PC ETBs aren't $1,000 yet. Like, it got reprinted because that's reality. Pokemon is for profit. They're going to print whatever has the most value, whatever can withstand the most reprints, and they're going to reprint the heck out of it because they can make the most money. And this is Ascending Heroes by far. Guys, I really, really want you to think about this because I know some people are going to take this the wrong way because of my perspective. Because, yes, I have a lot of Prismatic. I have no Ascended. So I get it. But guys, maybe watch some other channels. I don't know if anyone is pushing buying Ascended right now, but you gotta be realistic. Like, I know if you've watched all the way to this point in the video, maybe you cannot kind of understand what I'm saying. But if you just go off the title, I get it. Yes, I'm a Prismatic channel. I get it. But I'm trying to help you guys out here so you don't make a really bad mistake. Because I know there's people out there that are not in the financial position to take on large amounts of risk and invest as much as they are because they think this hype train is never ending. And hey, maybe it doesn't end, right? But you know what is the other factor you have to consider is the reprints. Look how much demand Prismatic has had consistently over the past year and a half, and look at the prices now. It's held pretty well for all the reprints it's had, but it hasn't skyrocketed. You really think about it, Prismatic ETBs are only, $10, $20 more expensive than they were when they were, pretty much released or pre-order prices? Like, doesn't that tell you something about what Pokemon can do with reprinting? And obviously they put all their printing power with Prismatic. And like I said, if they do the same with Ascending Heroes, it's not going to be invincible, guys. It's not. It's just not. And what happens if there is some sort of slowdown in the market? Not a crash, but let's say summer hits, right? In a few months. Let's say market slows down a bit. And let's say that's when they start the reprints, because guess what? That's what happened to Prismatic, right? Do you need the money? Are you investing more than you should be? You got to think about these things. So I'm just going to tell you guys, because you get the point here. I'm going to take you guys through the prices, and you tell me, does this make sense? And like I said, I get it. This is a very popular set. I'm not discounting that, but look at what's going on here, and you tell me you think this makes any sense for what it is right now, considering also we have had no reprints. Okay, ETBs are $150. Only around $15, $20 cheaper than Prismatic. It's gone all the way from $103 to $150. So it's gone up almost 50% in what, a couple months? Pretty crazy, right? Cases are actually selling for a bit of a premium at $17.50. This is pretty much Prismatic Evolution's level of how expensive it is. That to me is an indication of, okay, this doesn't make any sense. Okay, this set, total set value, $6,600. Very expensive, right? But what has happened to the card prices in the past month or so? Okay, Gengar went up all the way from $800 to now $1,200, $1,300. So it's gone up roughly about 50%. Pretty insane. PSA 10 has been going up a little bit in price. Recent sales has been in the higher 3,000s. Earlier, they're selling for the lower 3,000s. So it's gone up a little bit. Nothing crazy, but it has gone up. Let's look at pop reports, guys. Okay, gem rate, 68%. Guys, that's just as high as the Umbreon VMAX from Evolving Skies. To put in comparison how easy this is relative, Prismatic Evolutions, the Umbreon, it has a 30% gem rate. Just letting you guys know. The Pikachu has gone up all the way from $500 to now $850. It's almost double. Like I said, I mean, you tell me, do you think this is realistic? Does it make sense to you? Do you think this is never ending? I'm just letting you guys know. Okay, you look at the PSA 10s, guys. It's selling for high 3,000s. It just doubled in raw value, and now it's selling for almost $4,000. It's selling for just as much as the Gengar, basically. Like, you tell me, does this make sense? Okay, the gem rate, 71%, just as high as basically the Gengar. And like I said, compare this to the Umbreon VMAX, or VMAX. Compare this to the Umbreon EX from Prismatic. It's 30%, guys. I want to make this very clear. The Dragonite is $900, all the way from $550 to now $900, so almost doubling. Selling for actually a lot less than the Pikachu, for about lower 2000s. I honestly don't know how there's that big of disparity with pricing when this is basically just as expensive as the Pikachu, and yet it's like $2,000 cheaper, and the gem rate is the same. That makes no sense to me. And you look at the gem rate, you can see it's basically the exact same. So guys, you know, I know coming from me, this is like, I'm the worst person to be talking about this, because all the comments are just going to be, oh, you're just mad you didn't buy this. I'm a grounded person, okay? I've explained it, and I'll keep saying this. The reason why I am more bullish on Prismatic Evolutions is because the risk level is a lot lower than Ascended Heroes at the current time, where it's placed with all their history of reprints. It is a lot less risky. That's factual. It is a lot less risky, because the things that we don't know about Ascended Heroes, we know about Prismatic. We know what happened to prices after all the reprints, because we've had all of them, basically, other than the million, right, of SPCs. So we already know that. And what else do we know? It's going out of rotation in 1 year. This set, it's going out of rotation in a few years, has had no reprints. Things have skyrocketed. Cards have doubled in price. If you watch all the way to the end of this video, I hope you guys learned something. And, you know, for those, you know, you're not even watching at this point, that clicked off and just, you know, say, oh, this guy's just hating. Okay, then. I'm trying to help you guys out so you don't take more risk than you should be, and that you don't get burned. Because when things seem too good to be true, sometimes they are. And right now with the price appreciation for Ascended Heroes, it seems that way. It seems that way, you know. And this is coming from someone who's extremely bullish on the market. things right now don't really make sense. The prices don't make sense. They're extremely high. The appreciation is so high. There becomes a point where you gotta really be grounded and take a step back and like, okay, this doesn't make sense. And most likely, I probably shouldn't be going all in right now. So that's all I want to say, guys. You can call it for what you want. I'm just trying to share some honest information here with you guys from what I've seen with Prismatic and what I believe is going to happen this set. And I see a lot of delusion in the space. And unfortunately, when you call it delusion, when you call out factual things, people don't like that because everyone is too euphoric. Everyone thinks that everything is just going up and never ending until reality actually hits. And I'm trying to really be, I guess, I don't know, grounded here. Reality is going to hit hard for some people if you don't really understand, the risk that's really here. And I'm trying to help you guys out. Seriously. Like I've said in many videos, I have nothing to gain. I have nothing to gain. Other than you can say I'm trying to push people to buy Prismatic. I'm sharing just, factual information. That's all. I seriously have nothing to gain. But I don't want people to get burned. I'm not selling you guys anything. I'm just sharing information. I have nothing to gain, but I want some people to really hear this and think about it. At the end of the day, guys, it's your money. I don't really care what you do, except, I guess maybe a little bit because I'm making this video. Just be careful, because when you think things are invincible and they're not, and then reality hits, it's going to hit hard. And for some people out there, it may be excruciating to the point where you might leave, because unfortunately there are people in the space that don't really make the best financial decisions. And if you really think things are going to continue at this rate for this set and the price appreciation, that might be you that gets burned, and it's going to be painful. So that's all I want to say here, guys. This is an amazing set. It's pretty obvious. But the prices we've seen and the growth, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. And when reprints start coming, because they are going to be here sometime soon, we're going to see how it holds up. But if Prismatic Evolutions is any indication of what they're going to do to this set, you guys are going to see reality, because